On January 28th of this year, this was tweeted. The Chicago Bulls are open for business, and Buzelis is the only untouchable player on the roster. And if you wanted any idea as to why, it's because he can do things like this. Don't duck it. Uber athletic. Stop and go. Kick to Buzelis. Fakes green into the air, runs to the rim. Oh. Meet me at the rim and don't be late. At 6 feet 10 inches, Buzelis has a very rare combination of ball handling, shooting, athleticism, and defense as well. Don't think just because Matters can make highlight plays on offense that he takes plays off on defense. If anything, that might be where his greatest potential lies. Watch him here. Backtracking in transition against Jalen Brunson. He slides his feet on the initial move, but it's this play here, where Brunson goes to his patented low pickup and slow step, but Matters is good enough to not foul on the pickup before blocking the shot on the fadeaway. Or how about this, which is just a ridiculous defensive play. His backtracking in transition against Donovan Mitchell, going full speed, and it looks like Mitchell has him absolutely beat. One way, then back the other. But look at Matters' ability to recover after getting beat and block the shot at the rim. That's just a glimpse of what Buzelis can do defensively, and just a glimpse of what the future might look like for him. Because after years of mismanagement from the Chicago Bulls, there is one decision that I'm almost certain they've gotten right. Drafting Buzelis with the 12th pick in last year's draft. And without sounding dramatic, this is the kind of pick that could change the entire franchise. Just hear me out before you angrily start typing in the comments. The problem with what the Bulls have done over the last few years is, despite moving in a younger direction, they haven't completely bottomed out. And generally speaking, to rebuild, you have to go all the way down and draft a future star with a top 3 or top 4 pick, preferably number 1. But every so often, a player drops in the draft. And while I'm not saying Buzelis is guaranteed to be a star, I'm saying he has as much potential as anyone from that draft class. And as the 12th overall pick, that doesn't happen very often. I know this is not the strongest draft class in NBA history, but that doesn't mean Buzelis doesn't have serious upside. Because at 6 feet 10 inches, I just don't see players doing this regularly. Where he gets the ball at the three-point line, pump fakes Chris Boucher, before Olynyk gets switched onto him, then the between-the-legs dribble to beat him before finishing at the rim. Or here against Harkless Jr., again with that initial hesitation. Then the in-and-out dribble, and the spin inside, finishing with the left. Once again, the key word is fluidity. At that size, with that handle. The handle is impressive, don't get me wrong. But what's more important is his ability to change angles and speeds. That's how you get players off balance. That's how you beat defenders and get to the rim. And Buzelis has that rare combo of fluidity and ball handling at that size. It's very, very evident. And last year, he was a good enough shooter to really take advantage of players closing out on him. But the reason I have a level of certainty about Matters becoming a good NBA player is because, well, it's because he already kind of is. After not getting a ton of minutes to start the season, once he became a starter over the second half of the year, he averaged 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 47% from the field, 35% from 3, 81% from the line. And as I've shown you, he had serious flashes of defensive upside. And what's really promising? He wasn't doing it on a terrible team. Like I said, the Bulls might not be building a dynasty. But if you look at the numbers and the impact he was having on at least an average or mediocre team, that's just not normal for rookies playing big minutes. Often, rookies get minutes on terrible teams. And it's hard to gauge how their skill set translates to winning. Buzelis was, at the very least, playing competitively. And I don't think he'd want it any other way. Because in addition to the skill set and the numbers, his mentality might be his most impressive trait. There's no magic dust to being a great basketball player. You work. You get better. You learn. Simple. Or what about after having a career night against the Lakers? He went off for 31 points on nearly 70% shooting. A 19-year-old goes into LA and dominates Luka Doncic and LeBron James. He could have come out and declared himself the next Michael Jordan. But that's not what he did. Here's what he said after that game. "I told Billy Donovan that I want to be pushed to the limit. I want to be the best player ever. That's just how I think. He's done a great job holding me accountable, and I thank him. When he takes me out for a mistake, I get better." And what I really like about Matters's personality is that he has that perfect blend of confidence and humility that the best players have. Like calling out Zachary Risacher to a 1v1 before the draft. Or saying he wants to become the best player ever. But he also knows he's young. He knows he needs to be held accountable. He knows he has to earn it. Just off physical traits and skill alone, Matters has the potential to be great. But when you factor in his leadership as a second-year player and his mentality, it's hard not to get excited. I think worst case, Buzelis becomes a highly athletic, skilled wing, who can attack closeouts, get to the rim, play in transition, and defend. That's already pretty much what he did as a rookie, with a few bumps along the way. But the upside. The upside as a scorer is just much more significant. Like I showed you, there just aren't many guys at his size who can handle the ball and move like he does. Just look at this play against Austin Reeves. He casually handles the ball, then flips the switch, between the legs, hesitation, step through, soft finish. Then you have the added advantage of his length. He finishes over the top of defenders like Luke Cornett in transition, even with a great contest. With all that said, it does hinge somewhat on his shooting. While he has the size and skill to get downhill, a lot of his best plays come from defenders closing out hard on him. And if he's not a threat from deep, defenders won't fly out to contest. And that makes driving a lot harder. But if that shooting stays at 35 to 36%, or improves, with everything else he can do, this is a scary player. And for a team that many consider directionless, Matters Buzelis is the direction.